Kunu no. Ya o wia no ho boko ebie puno no sa no. Ya o de go tutu Neat FM.
Neat 100.9 FM suni. Na ene ye juada. Ai sana bosome na ye wuramu yi. Ne da etoso eye enan. Afi empinu aduonu enum. Na mam se abodonko apemu meet bi numpo ababeguso. Na ene ye tena ase a me man tijuma dia de bremo me amide ho chia me frame ADAKABRI Mahmood Osioma. Na mene hwane a production no de esi pagini kojo dame ado ne naso ena eye majori osai ajeman ebo ni chidom owemi ohima akue friye ena ono soso wo ye de be ne a wotimi service emrante kwa no emienu na eye technical production no abna frema abankro ena baby na ya asafo wo onyankropon twedi ampon wo hwa abafrei so ena woni ehwe say interactions on various social media handles ni nyina ebekoso na fe engineering team no achu agbo ena worker ena nkwatia kwa na jare ena nanabu age na da sankroma da nyina sanemra ne say sempro na fe yasan ede akọ facilities team no. The facilities team no ena eno so no big solo ena dada ena Godfred yasanimra ne say you brana na fe no yaw na Sami DJ Bosco Mapina na fe no Milson so yasanimra ne say tetai na yehunu ba bia de fufuo ebeko na yede akwakobo enu nti gusuneti Neat 100.9 FM na enei adititru wa ye babeye lawyer Charles Ousu Joanna ena wakwa ye lawyer ni a ogina mu ede ema National Cathedral na Cathedral mu nsem bebre ena watie na enei lawyer te hase ya ye no eba bedi nkomo Cathedral de ye sha ase eni se de AC ekro eni baby a aba bedru Cathedral kwa nanti Supreme Court Cathedral Attorney General review about Cathedral imuo na review no na efade be ho na aban pokura ne chefa na womuo say asase say yes secretariat no say yes seed money ni nyina no lawyer be chire mu baby efre Cathedral no mu nsam na nado dankwa Kufuado no ye candidate Kufuado wobeba ye president no ye president Kufuado ni nyina no ye candidate no Cathedral net sign ana obeye president Cathedral net sign na ene nipa bi sida be swimming pool ana ewo honom na ntontom paye adie pa pote ana ewo sasase no so ni nyina ye ne lawyer ba be di ho nkomo na ye hunu ba bi adie fufuo ebeko akwakobo akwanya susu bemusu na bibi ne hia wa wode ehun nsemusa ne ba yebetintim na yama lawyer so atimi ayi ano na ansana no na de bokrata ahodo a yensa ekaye no de animu nsem ni bie edi ahim aye Ghanaian Times he tops them all Ghanaian Times edi photo fe aye Charles aye Kwadwo Fosu that the lumber nimfoni fe and na osi lumber reigns in death osi Charles Kwadwo Fosu that the lumber ahiniempo ewo owuo mu akwadwo why and oso obetimi aye bisa say that the lumber odi ahinie ewo owuo mu enkrafo that the damase watiana that the odamase a chese o hwe anigye ene odo ankrofo ede koye eko vigil na yanwia nipa ba kokura phone enipa pim edo daddy eninti emaba wane mranti a yede ye phone eye secondary no yanwia nipa ba kokura phone odo papa na ya kire ana waka kofoduafo Monso so mo ya de papa. Nanu kuma se memene da bebia desi ade aka ne se omo hu we bebia ye no ebi se daddy ne vigil no yanya no Bantima High Street ai ebi so se yanya ne Heroes Park ebi so se Baba Yara ebi so se Kumasi Mall Car Park wo say divided e say bebia say de nipa bia mi cha wamo beye daddy vigil wamo pay tribute bia wamo si tribute no de akinka ne nkra na omate wamo pay tribute bia wamo pa say daddy ojo for you what the hini wa hini mu Ghanaian Times a capture papa was daddy lumber reigns in death e woman po daddy di akonya daddy di hini what the hina sa aseso akodi hini wa e womu ya kwajo nyame enchira papa Chronicle and what's he saying? Was it Kenya to replicate Jospin's sanitation blueprint? Oh, I mean now, most I covered the abay. Just a yana ahmetikula, that Kwame Siaway, a Zoom lion, me. So bet me, I'm a catcher was a Ghana creduma beam. Diversity, our Ghana. The African continent, actually, one. Diversity. Zandi just one delegation A2 no another delegation AC African continent actually say at the pa beshe tokrom wagana ha at the pa abeshe tokrom wagana ha Dr. Joseph Kwame Siawa Japan me say for Africa you are the Ghana na was self one no one say investment a why in Ghana has say woman in shop na yense wa ye hunto ye no Africa for so mahuno you see 28 African countries almost so mahuno ene yedi akwaniaba na landed tangible properties no untime ye immovable na nke yetimi move a ka be mu atu tuni nyina de akọ ka wo betu tuni nyina de akọ pame nyame ka ho wo so aduane awudi ane mpaibo adan Kenya to replicate Jospin's sanitation blueprint. Now, edin Ghana no one extended the call. Edin Ghana no one extended the call. Mombasa for and na say a 25 member delegation and Abagana. Zanzibar for no ekoyana we muso asandiaba. Don't forget say Nigeria Lagos state am 35 years. The blueprint no fabe chire yen say the sinyade near tete Ghana na gogwa Ghana no so only just about 0.001% and the woman no yede say ade and they I don't know bia musa say nanka woman so mo prapra na sabieku yase kwadwo ye fen say Kwame Siawo and wo DC kan wan fa mo mo an okura ne be dead say there bi say anyo no ne tuaka na ya ban na asset rate no and then the sankrofo ni free kwama yem prapra bi mo no National Youth nka ho hwebiem youth employment nka ho hwebiem o ma twiro ye no so no obi amusa say adana John Dramani Mahama wo mi amprapra kwam obi amusa biem no obi ani aprapra kwam na se sie ya obi amusa ye na skeleton staff bi na ono Kwame Siawo Zoom line ono atuatu amoka no jai na yentina finum ade kura say eye kura no ehunu fin bia wo ba bia edina che nye necessary na fe no maamefo ne papafo na tifie no obi anka wo masem ma wo mo cha wo see yes obi o ene yagya ade no yagya no wo mu sika yetu ama mo Malik Basintele tro lecture koko yi wo madi say ma yi madi o mu tifie wo bia anka ho hwe biom de wo twotwo ye no wontimi nka ho hwe biom say ade na afi de yem prapra biom Mumfamo obi fufure no mumra me prapra. Mumfamo obi fufuro no me prapra na etia na Africa. Asemwe esida bia wo ma we mu. Esida bia wo hini jan. Na owo Kwame Nkrumah office. No hini jan. Na wo special commissioner wo hwe sports so e dia ma Kwame Nkrumah. Ohini jan ko ya vice chairman of FIFA. Na ye tu Kwame Nkrumah. Ye tu Kwame Nkrumah na yaka say na FIFA ehia mo Geneva. And I say, ohini jan ensuo and ye frɛ teacher Mabel. The teacher Mabel message no nko Geneva no nko represent Ghana. Oduru ho and ye catch them say there be o. Position na nye for Ghana na ye for ohini jan. Experience in tea na post no na yo hini gya na de ama na emom no oye Ghana ni enti se Ghana say wa withdraw wa hini gya eye teacher Mabel enti me member si eye nanam na ye pam ye na yesan be hya ase yesan hya ase no yesan koyi ma eye kwa mo kwa so eye kwasinya ntachi so koya ana no so no odomfuo bi say kwasinya ntachi wa ye de be ne a kwasinya ntachi wa ye corrupt kwasinya ntachi wa ye say ana yesan atwe kwasinya ntachi efom say brim ya twe kwasinya ntachi efom say brim no ana Ghana wa hene fa wo FIFA ana Ghana wa hene fa wo CAF ene ye ne de ye nimu ani say ya twe nipa ba fom de nipa wo ba twira wonti company ba kumpo eda ene mpo abeti bi kina twa no eti eye ohini jan ya twe ne bai Ghana elusui kwasinya ntachi ya twe ne bai Ghana elusui enie said Dr. Siawa Japan sen ko betie me a ena ke tutu tangible immovable properties man ye ya ka tutu video ni nyina na 28-29 African countries on kwane ko invest wo ho nanka bibi mponi a yanhwe nka yanhwe ntoto yanhwe nsiesie ena sabi aku akwada kitwa bi nenam ne so ena ye nse adan Kenya fo say Africa AU ena eba be frɛ na ye conference that's a blueprint no na ya ba be frɛ Ghana ni na Ghana no ni ade obi atwro na ntwro na otwro de no ma bi afram enti an aspect of adwuma ye no an aspect of adwuma ye no eno ho atwro no ene ye free say ye de kanta bibia so ase bibia na sabe Ghana over 90 years na ye to sabe agyanan egupum na ye to gupum o Lavender Hill ene sewage yi asanyaba adan ye nye investment ni bi de enimu an say ye say no mo de amamo so mo hwe ma Ghana fo ni yi a Ghana fo ni di yi a nipa dodo na ye adwuma enti ni nyina nso se eye kwa mesia o ko so a memfa Ghana ni bia mfiri Ghana ha enko eye outside countries no hwehwe local expertise na transfer skill na fama wo mo na wo mo atwiro ye no wo mo ankasa nya de ben emra emetiti company ni bi me se wo mo a ye pra no a ye 45,000 ye ka ho so age wo musika di o ma je wo musika di no ene ye so mo nkotena fie o mo tena fie a say Zunla your contract no yen renew and I come to a mutual end no end ye no thank for na tifie no so let ko yi o madi a wo se men twele ten ko yi o madi o musika aka mu so pam o ma wo se men fam o mo enene yem prapra ba bia biem yem prapra so yen tifie mu enti o mo ntena fie na mo pom musika fam o mo mo obi ankofo obi aso obi am prapra ba bia na ensiwa sa na kwa msia akọ Africa na kokọ yadwuma employment nipa wa fa mo nyina no yenyai na munko kanchira wo mo a o mtiti fie no our contract has come to an end for 19 years it come to an end na adie na wodi sha nan wo ma twiro ye no ade na fedo wo mo ntwiro emusa mampanyini na emerewa no ne maba wa no ne nkokora na tifie no wo mo tifie till when wo mo outstanding payments no so no dabe na ade be ma wo mo fam wo mo direct fancy obi aso dabe na ade ma wo mo Malik Basintele say way lastly one be fa wo ma dwuma kodua wo so Malik Basintele twalete yi o madi na nya 5k 3k asembia na ye de kasai me ba na me lawyer ba be di nkomo.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized.
water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Udan kawanu tumu ho. Me be mo anu so hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade wepi ho. O ka se batete e da fom won. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Aso.
Ye fear said this way chocolate drink, ya sorry, no pan on yenum. Ye bishop free gymnum no snack. Ye nya ho ho anu ye de serve womo. Ye did we any a pebibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink in yenum. And at this one, what's anu a? He se kire wom, koko wom, brick wom, bibia wom, ade wo hia ni so se.
This way chocolate drink.
De wo hia ani so se.
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe.
Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized.
Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Udan kawanu tumu ho. Me be mo anu so hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade wepi ho. O ka se batete e da fom won. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Aso.
Ye fear said this way chocolate drink, ya sorry, no pan on yenum. Ye bishop free gymnum no snack. Ye nya ho ho anu ye de serve womo. Ye did we any a pebibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink in yenum. And at this one, what's anu a? He se kire wom, koko wom, brick wom, bibia wom, ade wo hia ni so se.
This way chocolate drink.
De wo hia ani so se.
FDA ahwehwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
Nits 100.9 FM Sunina. Ene adwada sanabo smena yewumi nida etoso 9 afi impino eduno enum na mahunu video bi mani age the lumba manager Roman father kani bapo ana ufra santi dwaben na wone ma oba panyina kosia se wa na wodobroni wone o ma ye video a wo mani age na ya na wo tititi nchenchen no mkasa basa no na ye doctor video enya fo enya fe na ye kikansa basa say wakwakwaka na obi ye first wife obi ye missus enti no ye nti bi da emma mienu susu nyina no mani age ya chese video no mani age na so ye kwabrajima nya abotre wate ananko ka bibi mi emfa ye nyaw and say ampa fe de mahunu video no say one man mienu nyina manager hwa man mienu so makwadwo kwadwo de so okọ so obi hwe nachi also obi hwe nachi na nya manager papa na be hwe nachi manager na be hwe bibia so obi ahụ ato ene ya twitwa video na chese o ya blogger na mu twitwa video si ani na ya sie se bia ye kan na Kwame Sefa kan nie Adakabri nie Captain Smart nie na ya introduce Sefa kan ya introduce Captain Smart ya introduce Adakabri na ukokotwa esiri trase ema video ade beba abonten no Adakabri na ba first answer na Sefa ba answer yes anu nya den na mo ya kwadwo a Ghanaian Times me the back of bomb them. Or see Lumba reigns in death.
In death.
Kwajo, a free sabre ya kosisi be din na watwe dano. Da bia ayame MD adawroma fada Dixon adawroma me betra ha bia no a Lumba me bone nyumba se num ansa na makama se da ho me bone nyumba se num.
This Saturday you fear you be krobia be disubia on kita candlelight.
On kita candlelight. When betimi aye bisa
everywhere.
When betimi aye bisa akoyo fosu wahinie ahini papa oye chedam say woye philosopher bi and obefra yemu. But in the spirit of uncertainty, ni enim was a Paul so kind. A basa na unhia spirit of discernment. And son wa hunu kodwo fosu who is. It did not or your philosopher be a Yankopon de be dan. Na ni enim. Amisko Spelele, happy birthday. It is abri we say the betenase. A cocoa for so at there. And a buying say what the a million you know aka cocoa bag home. In this year, no, I call 3,200 and something, and I buy no assign at the abba. Into one more do cocoa no. Ye be shas and the city no so no. Said more pija suntino no. Ama o de $100 at your guha and also so no. A bebua papa. Inti abana ya dear. Say what be a cajon. Nanado Emma so boom precope. Emma de Ivorians ni no more agreement be say ye nyina na the bonus be keka ho tanado e de kan ho e ma eno de bai enti we say no so no ato forcing oso no so wasesen eye city no say the si conte ato forcing na e kan o si producer price review committee o mo tenase wona ye chairman e no mo to mo say 2025-2026 season no eye ya wada ye da ye nim ya na ye bie koku na koku na ye bie no Abai atuku num nanka $3,100 per ton. Abai ediko $5,040 per ton. And intino technically abai no atumu by 62.58%. Or different $3,100 per ton. No, ediko $5,040 per ton. No, a year 62.58% percent in terms of dollar rate na watumono. And no. Amma was a producer rate no Aquaco drew 70% of the FOB. That is a value of 7,200 per ton. And President Mahama so can say oba obema cocoa no betum ama said the ton brochure FOB no a freight on board no that 70% and what they be cro. And no say na na the dan kwakufu ado de no na 63.9% and na etum and they say no so page from 63% to 70% into the biaka home and no and about say dollar no ahodi swa ne cedi no and pagent no or say in 1 ton of a year cocoa no with the bagane scamwa nanka a 49,600 cedis and then also page mono and they acquire from 51,660 per ton. In terms of cedi no there I just about 2,000 per other or they aka home now or say a translate say afi there or the air 1 bag 64 kilos no or they get 3,228.75 3,228.75 pesos and or they je or so be cocoa a year August or maybe in term normally September October and September but we will be in the 7th August into a Roma a year one na cocoa crachi wadaromo so train na after 7th remember Jimmy Sika then can't let me say in first caso so ma na fe na kokko na nwa babia mimpegidi bia mimpegidi bia enti se sia de koko no eboabem enti ye de nyame ase me ton 10 bags of crutches me nam saying hey 3,200 times 10 saying
10 bags one bag
3,200
10 bags 33,000
hey sir na ye de assurance media
cash
aye de papa bia no free eye boma e wote paside ho papa yi okoti koko no okogini sika no aka kye man so okoyi wote pa ba so omo mu hunu so okoji go sika no la me mu atena sen
me da sibidia
na ko okoyi koko sika ba no akra ofie se mi koyi miti aba
Michia wa DFO nyina. Ede obani omo ye adwuma michia mo. Yo ko position mo ne adwuma pa mo ye.
Ye share so ache.
Papa.
Share
ache. Ye nyina so ti dan so man.
Ena. Abani say
me hu.
Ube say
ena uzu hu me.
Ena me hu. Ni nyina na say ye be say ye share. Right. Enti asema da ho na yeti awape. National Cathedral. Akwa ye bibia agentne ha ewo ma we mu National Cathedral. Cathedral no. Wadwuma wo ya as a qualified and practicing lawyer no. O chefa e won National Cathedral no mu nsam anything.
Well me chefa I wo mu say issues bi e beba. Our National Cathedral omodwuma omo ye no. Fa legal fa law ho nsem. Any advice ni ayidi. Ho na me madwuma wo. Na say adwuma na me ye no so no. Was saying me review all my documents, all my contracts, no more nyina, no make sure say me on top of it. So there be an issue be bad. You bet me aye ho adwuma.
Okay. And you see there na yamfa National Cathedral no unimum paninsem.
Pa.
You say well review documentation.
Pa.
And then conducting matters on behalf of the National Cathedral board no.
Sanity.
Why? National Cathedral ne free.
Well, National Cathedral no in Fiasie no President Nanado, former President Nanado, and na all campaign. But the campaign they say so we near Obesi Cathedral, no odi ashenyame enyanya. Na Obesi Cathedral no so no unfa separate from what it actually means, the substance of the FAPIM. The far payment say 73.7 Ghana for also ye Christo for. If a president cry ye Christo. Na who say Ghana no ni any focal point be say hase na Christo for enyina be hia say be say every day enyina be hia na abom pai. It but at that time no a candidate. No ni power so be see National Cathedral bia. It tell you e elections obi aka obi ba me see apian we ha. Me ba me see hospital wa ha wa ma say gu oba ene e behwe say obeka onokre asi ade na
it Nanado as a candidate Nanado no and ade no kafa cathedral
also oba obesi National Cathedral
o se nyame bo
so oba obesi National Cathedral by transcend ba o winning elections
obey president Kufuado no
na two things. As a president, no want to be nkaso be bibi keke. Ho de emra ho. Ha de send ye campaign ye kasa. Nti ha no aba a system bi wo ho so udiso. Enti no yes I say obema o masase. Sa no ka so obema asase no mudi asi. But oye na attorney general had to go through whether asema na nado kan. Eni Ghana mra egbo adwira na
in sync with the Ghanaian law. Enti no omo deliberate to no go Supreme Court for interpretation. Say possible see betimi ayana. And the Supreme Court say yes. Because government has done something of such nature. Ayebida. A national mosque. Government boy o masase. In fact, yes, asase go na 1,200 squatters was so. Nima 441.
You could you move so and no see here. Enti no we are nature say government ayebida afi haji bi ebeko bia no utum say government support or the government public funds support enti bibia na ekoso bia na kire say government ayenti osisa dia sa na tie dia utumi discriminate enti omutimi si and the ban say dey call review after that decision it's called review no mu no
review of the Supreme Court judgment and
the government
interest in building the cathedral.
Omoko review no review no accept is okay. The legal basis is correct. It have a implementation. Implementation here baby a government so the part to be play. Well, because omo say it is a partnership between the state and the Christians, the church. Intigrofone de dom transfer nyina omo ya sofo Christians. It implementation the behind is okay government. adeɛ ne sɛ de esi fateɛ no ɛwɔ sɛ ɔma asase because also ɔbɛma asase first na ɔma secretariat na ɔma seed money the government part of the
after review no and the clear the government in the chefa wom asase seed money and secretariat no
into omoye ne say wie no this was represented in 2018 budget finance minister no kan our parliament and no state clearly said it will be the land the secretariat and the seed money 2018 now my fans were a budget a statement about from 2019 right down to 2021 every time biano the budget statement encompassed a finance minister and all culture parliament baby adru so budget statement of 2019 pages 156 to 157 and the paragraphs 156 to 157 pages 104 to 106 we say he has made mention and presented something to the parliament the same budget page 2 paragraph 286 of page 175 catch the parliament that was adian one fans who 2019 the same budget nankasa a mini budget who say paragraph 1001 page 193 he made mention of it in parliament. Now when you come to 2020 budget statement and also paragraph 384 and 385 page 76 of country parliament NFA over paragraph 735 page 137 he made mention of that informing parliament. Paragraph 1137 page 204 he made mention of that to parliament. Now, and I forgot 2020 mid-year budget statement, and also paragraph 279, pages 57 to 58. He made mention of it. Oko 2021 budget statement, paragraph 1131 to paragraph 1134, pages 196, and pages 196 and to pages 197. He made mention. Finally. A 2021 mid-year budget statement, paragraph 353 to 355, page 6061. He made mention of it. Now, the parliament is a representation of the people of Ghana. Parliament in the Ghana for representation.
And the finance minister was also presenting this under the authority of the president.
Precisely. And the people of Ghana were informed through their parliamentarians and the news. The document was presented to parliament. Into Obia or Bayobeka said, Nana don't wash any bo and won't mean a political statement. It is not true. Because when he became the president, he had to now go through a certain process.
But then, when you are said to say, by processes here, what describe Ghanaians were informed through their MPs. Actually, tell us more.
Say, Parliament, Parliament is the area where the people are represented. Constituencies, are constituencies of people. So, for example, the constituency number 1, in California, we have na Twaba. And I'm saying, Parliament. Neko jina ya name. Netie de ekosu. Nehe de ekosu yina nebe boy amane. Ya di ashano so onkonkoye to say they vote to my president it is at the parliament every parliamentarian be oti hobia a people's representation a microphone na omo constituency no omo yi om so omo parliament it be be yi parliament be and the presumption is say obekọ the constituency no ko no matena so abo ma mane say the ekosu ni enti obi obeka say sa de we na nado na yi keke na yi no enya no kure at that point it became a partnership between the state and the church and Omusi Cathedral. And that is the legal basis. It move forward. Now going forward, the president made sure say, Obes set up a Jubilee House. Deal with these issues. And Omu employed a consultant because you needed a consultant to coordinate and advise. Out of consultants, they suggested a contractor, which was 2 Ghanaian companies and then 1 foreign company. And you're from Rebuy, 3 companies because of the local content policy. There must be a local content. And the contract in the mouth. And also because of the cathedral encompass the cathedral building, the Bible museum, and the Bible garden, and the restaurants near Yinintino. Sankrofo we say were put together by the consultant and the contractor and a board. You share board and it's a board. Make sure go through who say cathedral near sea. Now all these disbursement here making, it's a KBF government to obey. It's a go through PPA approval. Nina go to PPA approval.
Procurement authority. But the creature normal form here for the overseeing the construction of the cathedral, it was not a PPA creature. Because a company limited by guarantee. Swatias here. But even that, the cathedral board, making sure say they set up a review, which was a subsection of the board, encompassing the deputy CEO of the PPA, any 2 accountants, software on different dimensions. Jubilee House, they have to review it and make sure they're consistent with best practices. So it was overboard. So the architect was designed to protect whatever income or whatever funding that comes through.
Yes. That was it. So make sure because Encrophone was members of the board. I've been with 83 years. Why did I sorry penny retirement? And your corridor is all Mumbra Mebwa. Opokuina, Oko retirement. On your rena, Obama is apostolic and Pentecost. Almost see your way you were Caswa was a infant. Go and have a look at it. They didn't borrow 1 cent. It was out of the monies that were coming now and ODC. Obi to say Vitokusi. Vitokusi was all over the world. 21 times he traveled trying to raise funds. Most of it on one sika. That's what this guy. You call Shrine so this can still people are continuing to destroy the man. I just a neighbor Elko University. Chinese meet me and say, your father is a thief because of what is on the social media. What is what? But instructively, after all these things have been done, it entered into a phase of political banter. Yeko 2024. This is where all this acrimony, the lies, and the propaganda went on.
Ahead of the 2024
elections. And the Stolo Cathedral, is because of Sadia and Elko Sudintino. Oma no Bemeska, Abraham group near some Bemeska, promise some Bemeska. Because of this information, into the pushed back.
There's adverse comments on the National Cathedral, more or less, estole funding applications.
The funding applications. Because government there. Wama secretariat. Government, Wama assassin. Government, Wama his seed money. It is up to the cathedral for the Sombekwa to raise the funds. But you PDM by some criminal bantania, Oma Mexican say a benevolent. Go for no Mexican to build a cathedral. And no, and stall the process, the progress of the cathedral. But me person me KBB wa say. Ya to abane wi to. President Mahama winning massively. Nti nyoma na ye kae ayanye say a year na okay. Sa koko ya sema na wo kase. Ato force also be ma 6,000. Campaign time. But oba no he mu yie no. O say hey, me mam 6,000 how. Nti dey betimi amamu. But we shall progress. That is what everybody does. Kufuor some time ago. Okay, can say me time no election. Oh, and yes, I here. It is say
a number of ministers or no more year juma, and also bear mono, and now all patch or could we say now would you say he couldn't do less than number of ministers are not all criticizing the predecessor.
A recognition. Into Yaba, Yaseti a audit, Yaya internal audit, Yaya forensic audit. Nothing shows, say, these board members or anybody has spent any money outside the authority to spend the money. Then, if it is the cathedral that people are against, the facts is the cathedral, no one come in.
To one can say a financial statement and number out na a forensic audit. Who want to say?
And you know, who say any audit be who for auditor so nye juma mawa. Auditor ni or ye juma go through documents do we ni or the audit report ba management report. Into some management report ni be who say ha say friend time momo no ye who say sika no aba. Into then sika no more information on it and now bia 44.3 million bi wa ha ye hu ni into how much is our management report in ba. It is for the board to also respond to tell them exactly what went on. Into your fact two now they are producing audit report, which is forensic. I will go through everything very well.
And you see, ahead of forensic auditing, are we safe to say, Ubiano Enyesika, Ubian Fansanki Kenska?
And then the credit. I mean, I go through the document. Me, obviously, I'm not the kind of guy I say, Bibi, because you say, yeah, mess support you. And the credit on the maker. Until they say, me call through na me who's a cathedral for no my ye na inja papa. I can't go mean your me, Joe brief. David. Let's see, can a baby. No.
Yane lawyer Charles, Ousu Joanna, and na Edin Como. None a lawyer said or can no say or share documentation ahead of say or be brief no are conducting matters on behalf of the board no. Say who no bibia and can be our one to any brief no.
Kevin Kamin. ADAKABRI come in that.
And you hear find the free say ye Ghana for be a say ye or my sika nanado therefore also be see a cathedral ma nyame na afi de wode o man sika no de besie o man sika no so a de yeni man say millions of dollars and ya de benia ya de akotutu form bua ne sen
and ni na ka obi ADAKABRI ni na ka obi na ko foka they say then na okay na oka just for nasem adwuma kofisia ze kwajosia ze kwamisian why wo krom ha no enyuma kwamisian a provide wo krom ha a country a be 30 or 40% you're unemployed na kwamisian bomod o yire ne ho provide jobs what dey koso na it is ignorance at the highest level abrochire yenti abroni no wo ho se wonnim na se company bi a block for ukoko wi omo intellectual property na de ko ye bibi wo ba bi na company ni begu a ube kom 10 years
at the minimum
me na make a true unim ni entia because omo tua income support unemployment benefit into anything that makes people unemployed no it is not in the interest of the government by krom hadie ye gunjuma sakeke because they don't pay income support. They don't pay unemployment benefit. They don't pay any benefit to anybody. They take all the money and they become rich the next day. Now to the cathedral. The way Nankofo accuse you, criminalize of the Bibi Makacho say, cathedral and the Christ can a door so do. Obisu Bekacho say, oh, I think a kusu will baby. Obisu Bekacho say, cathedral and the crown, I'm so for no more disca. Meanwhile, cathedral no representing the faith-based converging point of 73.7% of the people of Ghana. At least the last, last time, Nansaya, you see a prayer. Yeah, praying a prayer when you're forecourt. Says your toy, and I'm from a CB boy, and can you pray and say good. But Muslims don't call national mosque.
Oh, can down.
Now it is insightful. It is to recognize say national mosque no President Mahama ne push you. President Mahama we make candy abona baso. Ono push no jire mu na national mosque no yesi. Now President Mahama ba is also obesi Hajj village. Also obesi a bank for Muslims to create Islamic bank. Ama Muslims. Obesi Islamic University. The consistency of the goodies that goes to the Islam fund. The president now, or Obesi National Cathedral Shasia, he was sitting exactly where President Mahama is sitting now. Same powers, same mandate. And no Shasia no. One year is on one project no ye. Or the national level. And no it is meant for the state and the church. And the church will boast of 73.7 million people, percent of people of the population.
Are you suggesting, say, President Akufo-Addo, President Mahama, say womu eye bibi ede amankremofo a yen castigate womu.
David.
Na womu ye bibi di ama eye Christopher a na yatwe ano womu so.
Sanity. That is how it is.
I didn't know what kind of say.
Okay, fine. Say me mama, me say national mosque. No di mo akotreba. In fact, on ko oye arrangement with Turkey and Saudi Arabia and the rest of it discovered. We want a basso for that because it was needed at some point. Among for Kohaja, government Tueska. You audit TBA. You forensic audit TBA about monies that have been paid from that time to today. Because everybody says it is correct. No mutibin ko omopege mention omomra. President Akufo-Addo aba. Osi masa me de me ba me so me try say Messi Cathedral. Na a focal point for all Christians. President bi wu a na nya fe ni epe be bi de na kote de koto for sport or Christiania. E de become museum ho. E bi kra e benya cemetery ho. Na esie dignitaries no ho. Ebony. Argentina, it has become a political showcase. It is because obviously we are right. Because constitutionally, does it allow for discrimination?
No.
No. If one faith, all these things is going in the interest of one faith, and it is not going in the interest of another faith. Is that not discrimination?
When in fact, Nanado, as soon as Kuku a national mosque, no,
yes.
Nanado ne bia no.
Yes.
No, a Christian.
No, a Christian.
And so by virtue of being president, no.
Okobiano, which means that the construction even did not end in President Mahama's time. It ended in Nanado's time, and then he went, well, Mama can't almost crazy. There is no need.
Almost just to say, with the mosque, funding had come out of outside Ghana, but with the
we're saying so funding is coming out of different people. The mosque, the cathedral is worth 250 million. That is what the value is. Government has given 58 million. So I could do 97 million, which means construction was still going on when the funding was staffed through the normal course. I am saying, sir, if we were to put bowls in all the churches in this country, and but it is because of where Nanado is setting up, said that the government shall not have control over the cathedral. Man for faith, I say limited by guarantee. Said that I won't mean dissolve, won't mean and the rest of it. Is that so wrong? It is most of the money for this cathedral building is going to come from the pockets of people and the benevolent donations from people. And just say, be Saudi Arabia, Fabra, and now with Fabra. And you Christopher Moviasi. Say it is very important. And it is the only one that will be in Africa. Some Bible museum, a Bible garden here, the only one. Can you imagine the tourist attraction? People who can go there and have their meals. People who can go and have their conferences. It is self-revenue generating. It's a problem out to government to say the one who
view said Nanado can say or no. Obey man penina obesi cathedral de adanyame ase no omo construe that to mean say ne bottom ska anya aban sika e no de besi no.
Well, if they said that, I'll ask him only a simple question. Say Nanado, when Timmy and the president, and now when we need elections now, come back as Nana. It is only political. What they are throwing out there because they don't have anything to say. So they are politicizing it. I've given you how Nanado go through. And you know, if the man has no power, there are things that he will say. To say, to force it. Come on, now your campaign. Not so with the Coco button because 6,000. But about power, that is where the constraints of the power is. So you need to conform to the rules and regulations. Nanado didn't stop there. He went through the rules and regulations to clear the way for the cathedral to be built. And now, government position, government contribution towards the building of the cathedral. It will be a political propaganda.
Say Nanado no take stake say odi country sika de ma architect no ansa na or setting up the secretariat. Is that true?
Okay. Nanado no as the president. Our year na just basically to go through the process. He made sure say a world-class consultant was employed. Ajayi no Ganeni was be around the world. He took it upon himself, which he was entitled to say, okay, we need we are solid. I think so. Nehemiah Group, my museums, no more the data for some museum, no man. We say no see good. The only timer, Nanado, I catch a consultants, and say consultants. Me person mo go through mo due diligence. Na mo a good contractor. I will bet me see National Cathedral. But even that, you know, after the contractor was born, they sent the findings, to the board for the board to approve. So okay, we NBC and now we NBC. It almost came up and said, okay, you me ma Brunin Grandma NBC because Ghana for how many capacity. We are going to have 2 local contractors and a foreign contractor. And almost see, site you marvel what has gone there.
Also, Oko site wa you marvel what has gone there. Yadi lawyer also Joanna ono na do brief on behalf of the National Cathedral Board na oche ensemu ede ama yen awie na oka eno kasem no at a point cause $58 million and then edru $97 million and na cause Oko site also you marvel at what is there. A dear pa na ewo baby yatutu na yesi swimming pool na ono.
Okay. So because a political Oko site wa ube say foundation to say ADAKABRI. So ube so sit down any dan class. So be architect. Architect to say offer a soccer mbofo atoye drawings.
By designs no.
Ube tuanka meboa. Structural engineer no. So about any drawings was strengthened bill of quantities, the bill of quantities also apart from that, experts are audio moba be a Bible museum no and ye yom baby. I saw moba number yom
do class as no so ubehu no monsa no
be say obehu so sa nyoma we nyina me no kan ADAKABRI ya wie Emma ya sinking about 25 meter of concrete and steel. And nyoma I see the good the base ni
swimming pool no concrete and steel
was a
to mu abekwa koto
swimming be so ta say ade to have a base slap no it was so ta na nsuo na akota ho but we ya no mu see
the construction work had actually commenced.
8% of the actual construction work apart from the architectural drawings and the rest of it, has already been done.
8%?
8% of the construction work has been done. In fact, he has spent 97 million. You see, near Cultural Center. After spending all that money, and to let it not be said, say, some people do not want the cathedral to be built, keke. Because if you are offering an opposite, an alternative use for the place there, not just a cathedral and an embassy, yes. Not just a cathedral and embassy. Argentina, ya spend saa sika we say nyina aye proceed to finish the cathedral now cultural center yen free hɔ ne fa nkɔ baby foforo why
I just say nipa bi wɔ issues with the board secretary no Reverend Kusibuatin integrity issues be could that have been the basis of Nkrofo apprehension about building of the National Cathedral?
Misconception, misrepresentation, and false view. Reverend Kusibuatin, no executive secretary. The executive secretary, the time rabbi for person cost site, who say free baby mobilization. Na National Cathedral for no music can buy. Enti Reverend Kusibuatin office okay satia. Remember me company ba kwa bomobosia. Enti 2.6 million now tie number for can. So be bomobosia 2.6 million. Not the 2.6 million or the mawo. Na go for the call site. Enti almost aka omusika no. Enoms Mr. Kusibuatin. Yezaki esika into 2.6 million.
Eni.
It went through board approval and said no more Jesus. But obisu koko jina baby or Kusibuatin twetwe sika. Anya no kure.
It just of facilitate
precise.
Adwuma no ahead of official funding beba.
That is what Reverend Kusi did. And Reverend Kusino, he was going all over the world begging people to come and help the construction of the cathedral. He was only stopped in his tracks because of the bad publicity that went out there. Me say, Opoku apart from the fact that Oye retired no chairman of the cathedral board, he's on global boards, baby. And Professor Opoku apostle no. Otra Ghana, ebi a 1 month otra Ghana be for this 5 days pay. No okoha. Say so okoha dey say, they say your cathedral.
Yeah, they tata no.
They tata. Is it fair?
Sofu Bruni. Sofu Bruni didn't
like Hayward Mills.
Hayward Mills. Any Abusu Kaini, any Bogatanga ni. And then a moment free so Eastwood.
Well,
and Otabel.
Well,
and
dear, if I saying that Hayward Mills, dear. Me who the reasons dear. On my also were free so. But Duncan Williams ne Otabo no say. In fact, Duncan Williams ne Sana Bosa they no more say they were not being informed. They didn't get any informed. Na ADAKABRI. What the other lawyer knew. You set up board. And then the cost of board. You committee be an answer when you hokra. Board minutes no. Yeah, the best say no. And now we make me request for board minutes. In this because he was not being informed there. Then I don't understand.
Ahead of the meeting, the best security agenda. You are certified.
But me feel say, in truth, from what I've seen and what I've read and the backgrounds, I believe that some of them got so upset by the things that were being thrown at them. So they decided to push out. They decided to stop. And when they're legitimate, but some can say information there, or they must have a reason to go.
It is a Christians could not push for a Christian edifice, a cathedral. You bet me, Ashe Aye. But Muslims were in unison. Say, Ibenya Muslim, a mosque.
That's right. But even instructively, national imam, national chief imam, or your contribution towards the building of the cathedral.
Mm.
Oh, your contribution.
The Romans suffer so your contribution towards a mosque. No.
Oh, your contribution. Until there is no, the people who are called Christians and Muslims, they don't have a problem. It is politicians who want to win an election, so they must destroy certain things that they think will not work in their favor. But elections, let us come back to sanity.
And to review documentation, you are of the view that nothing untoward had occurred.
Nothing. Right from the Jubilee to the board. Nothing. Everything went to approval. PPA approval at the Jubilee level, and then if you like, forensic approval from the board level. Now, if anything, conform to TTS, Pamaboko, no Mukazo Bebrim Wediska. Archbishop Amabokel ne Prophet Apostle Opoku Yinanum. Okazon be prim we this car. These are painstaking guys and they've gone through the system, numerous systems, and they are not looking for money now. They are looking for a name. So, okay, I was part of the Cathedral board and we constructed the cathedral. That is what the people who sit there have been paying for. I'm apostolic. I don't have the names.
Enti Swafu Kusibuatin any integrity issues and Crawford raise, you know. Now you are explaining. Say we are in a conundrum, say yensa enka funding, no, and then Swafu Kusibuatin offers to lend money to the secretariat, no, in furtherance of a year cathedral, no, SCIAC, no. Do we know or do we have any documentary evidence to that effect?
Of course. We say it went through the board and it was approved. And the payment also was approved. Payment back, it was approved. I have the board minutes.
It is just a board not approved of a year Sasikana Kusibuatin at the FEM cathedral. No?
Yes, it went through the
and the bar said, Afesika Bedriye, 3 and a kind of so. There's a documentation to that effect.
There's documentation, full documents.
Is the board worried about a year forensic audit now? A year no,
the board is not worried. Maybe legally, a year forensic audit now is a private body. It's a private body.
If the company limited by guarantee, you would not support a view, say, a government of Ghana.
If they want to take it to the Auditor General to to do it, I want an independent. Because we look at ourselves as a private. I say, yes, the accounts in here will be managed. I was a woody because okay, who confirmed the bill by us, who confirmed with you by obviously the Auditor General, no government side. Until he might become a little
compromised.
Until you find independent, appoint to an independent auditor. No, got now.
They just say suspicious death because they are pathologist. Ebusuye timi don pathologist ba. Na we so the
no my because
it in the same way no. Say we say we person ye forensic auditing no afford the board the opportunity. Say we to the independent
beba. Na omunyina the government ni enya appoint of England na eba. Ye the documents ni nyina ma no onye because they say no man na yehunu. Bibia a previous government in Yabia, Yaya Nole Posequa, yes, and a cost. What did I make? And obviously, you must be cautious because the movement of the government has been not to build, to let this cathedral go on. So we are entitled to think things there. By going to the Auditor General, we shall not get a fair hearing. Independent.
Yet you ye dear. Is it fair for anybody to suggest, say, you may be advising the board against Auditor General on the basis that the government now may be using processes to rope in people as if they've committed a crime?
Precisely. Because before Ansana, Nanado government if power, a Shraj. That is a Shraj. Shraj wrote their report and exonerated them. It was OSP. As we speak, it was OSP. I see a cocoa yet, so my yibi more because get to a certain more important matters.
More pressing matters.
Yeah, more pressing matters. NIB. The same thing.
National Cathedral.
Mina make a show.
Your trim board no has.
Mina make a show.
What are they looking for?
I don't know. But I don't see anything that they will find. If the Auditor General will be a Ghanaian, and if it's a Christian, be one. Or even if it's a Muslim, be one. Because all these faith-based, Nyankopon no Muslim no. Oti the mechanism. Nyankopon is one petro. If they will go through it as it should, there will be no fault found on anybody else. I say so here, maybe accounting kaka. It may share then I look at it in my accounting eye, whether it be we, Sikawe, Ekoha, approve our way, even if it approve our ha, what was the basis upon which it was given. So the conformity matter on why approve. It means my cut through at the end with my keen and you may my acho. My yacha wa broche ma be ye bi wa hase. Na me ye bi wo South Africa me ye case wo baby. Me ko fogu for mo ye adwuma. Ma ye adwuma ya che. Me nua me say enka be atochima e wo board level da. I will not take the brief. I am not going to support anybody.
Into one more erroneously suggesting say is simply a whole keke and you $58 million I think here no.
It is a painful, unfortunate deception. It shouldn't have happened. A painful,
unfortunate deception. I don't know, can I tell us more?
Because Minya, that is not the truth. They said they make catch it away.
Wasn't crop where you pained. Say, you say Ghana Sika $58 million. I swimming pool. I dear nanti me am young quenim.
And I'm actually the anti-me and quenim to say government today, Wama land. Wama secretariat. And Wama seed money. Seed money in that government mind. It is not enough to build the cathedral. But the understanding was that the board, and the rest, they will raise money to continue with the cathedral. What did they make and say? Now, do Sika come over so good Sika Cassette Pand or a crowfua? What Sika near the command and where we are? In the so base of the cathedral and why swimming pool that one. I will be young will be to command so I don't walk. And just it is impinged on you as a politician to correct the position now. So, I didn't know any swimming pool. Yakoshe, any swimming pool. I have the foundation for the cathedral to take off normal building. Now, as I get to the foundation level, no, how much money will go in a $250 million project? It is not fair. And yet fair. It is
members
not
of the board, one more Minasupobi 8-year honorable member of parliament for a central tongue, the current foreign minister. Omo Bibitiano.
There be some way as of. Because what he has done is he has sent out a talks and a gum hoofy. Into Omuko baby crap, people look at them in a different light. Me them invited journalists if we work room has said, say National Cathedral site in Ewahaya a ridge sec
technically a Castle Road.
Yes.
That's the name of the road.
Cameras munya na mun trap for chest na mun call secretariat no mun fa adwuma o maye di o maye eni nyoma nyoma nyina no mun chrem ube who say what you have been told out there, what is being churned out there, it's a wicked deception.
Members of the board omudi yaw say ya to National Cathedral no adwuma nana
there be some omudi National Cathedral adwuma no the entia a slow down revenues are seba. And the revenues then master their seba. And you should not slow down. Into Omodi, they want the government to stop this acrimony and the rest of it in the air cost. Now, government in facilitate. Now, for now, person donations for the National Cathedral. No, who say okay, the government is behind it. Not necessarily the government giving money. These people are ready to give money for the building of the National Cathedral. I believe, say, because
a form of underwriting,
yes,
that the government could underwrite.
Yes.
Do you believe, say,
and just underwrite, they say you have a commitment. You have a commitment.
And that's how the land aba, and now this seed money aba. The government in continuum say another na deba ekwana joma ma so asase no or who be bika seed money or who be bika and na secretariat so ni nyina no man no and ye aba. Now yebuso in sorry Ghana, if they see it as a Christian project in furtherance of our believer, me did to
and America say, if had it not been this propaganda against it, the Christians, they were happy. They were giving you a momo almost sending within a short period of time. A failure 49 million Ghana cedis. They will document, because Momo platform that was set, it was set by ADB and a certain Momo platform.
In your 49
million unsuccessful transactions, which means a lot of people were trying to send
a reverse,
but it was failed. And I mean, beside ADB for so we say, what did they mean by unsuccessful? because the Momo wallet is I'm sending money to Adakabri. It is a Momo wallet,
yeah.
Wallet to wallet. Be sending us ankwa. Says kind of ekota baby. Ecosystem baby.
Ecosystem.
I doesn't me send the comma omo the man.
The very verse they are command nipa kro no.
And I say.
The nipa kro ne kan ya. A man yesan reverse ni sika man no.
Me who reversal.
But no
unsuccessful.
Network failed.
Yeah, network failed. The Bianca network is unsuccessful transaction.
Now unsuccessful transaction net is scan wa he.
I feel na me person me check me hwehwem. I feel no the document na ba. Ti me kwa hwehwem the what the unsuccessful, what it entails and what it encompasses. I feel na me move towards that direction. Intiminia.
Kwabena.
But when him say that momo yi, yes o ma fa. Oh yes board no. Board na.
I scan no. When I said you better me investigate.
That means it is clear now. Before Baba Kasa. Say it can be uncle board this can be.
Kwabena says so. And now the way by let me read it out to you and see whether you would comment on it. Osiwafa. Ask lawyer Charles if the National Cathedral was his personal project and has committed over $50 million US and there is no infrastructure to show. Will he be happy with the contractor he gave the contract to? But you indicated a normal was as so. But what you say, there's nothing to show there. What is there to show?
In his response to him, he has not been listening to what we are talking about. It is Okase, there's nothing to show there. I'm sorry. That is not the correct position.
So tell him again, what is there to show?
The National Cathedral now, your friend is saying. Your friend is saying.
National Cathedral.
Your friend
Kwabena says so.
Kwabena says so. So who person will sit down? The National Cathedral architectural drawings, it is a document. Structural engineering, it is a document. Consultants, mobile put the thing together, it is a document. And I feel 8% work by building the foundation and the rest of it for the thing to take off. And
iron rods in your
iron rods in your
excavation in your
and as 58 million now can it is only about 25% or 30% of the value of the cathedral, which is 250. Now I'm saying to you, sir, your research. If you want to build a monstrous Yisana, the cost that goes into architectural consultation and the rest of it, is about 40% of the Yenyendu baby be rise up a fish level no cry.
See and dear board no pese
board no pese cathedral ni yesi. Board no pese bad publicity no yejai. Na government facilitating, not say underwriting. Facilitate. Let the whole world know say yes, now the government is for the National Cathedral. It is not giving money, but if President Mahama decides or no subema see the money, we shall be very happy. But President, hashtag build the cathedral.
That's the hashtag.
Yes, President, hashtag don't discriminate against the cathedral. President Mahama, hashtag don't discriminate against Christians. The hashtag no. The mini president hekasa. Say una ye papa. Osu ye Christoni. Ye who say wa Islam for pa from the first governmental and it oba and say so obua pa why are there ye support too but she when the be Christopher so kakra na be believe say aba ye kotoma we two bebrebe no be 73.7% for no to abado aba unya no e Christopher osu ye Christo ye nuano boy.
But do we know, say 73% of Christians here in Ghana really are desirous to say, yes, National Cathedral be?
Say they say Muslims who cry, who Muslim be or baby, who catch the Hajj village, or catch a go be this can intimate But is that what it is? When we say we want to build a parliament, why do we want to build a parliament? A lot of people say, oh, what's this can also do? But do we need it? The decisions are on behalf of a populace and a state. It is not most of the time based upon what people are saying. It is the need. The question that I ask is it necessary or does the country need a focal point of Christians which will meet where certain personalities, something happens to them, or certain state prayers and stuff will take place on the Christian level. I think that it is so much overdue. And the President Akufo-Addo moving forward to build it, or build it, as a state, a partnership with Christians. Now, luckily for us, our president is a Christian. He has done so much for the Islam group. Why? So, is on the facility. Said yeah, or call take his Saudi Arabia. National Mosque. Onye bisa amaye. No more so call round. No more raises Kadanya Ghana for Sika. Benevolent societies. And it is Kabanies.
As a Christian, also near the Christian community across the globe. Now you can funding. If I'm right, the taxpayers' money, they may on find it.
And they say it depends on him, and by force, because I buy now you need the I buy now the land
or the seed money
or the seed money about.
After review at the ages level, at the Abasa Barnichafe woman any. It other sources than the fourth item, I buy the bit me a shama, other sources
facilitated. Most of the, in fact, Mamikawi, most of them conform normal promises say, Omobe Mesika, Omodesi Cathedral. Almost is where does the government sit with the National Cathedral? They are trying to see that the government will give the green lights, okay, we are facilitating it, and there's nothing wrong with it. So if you want to donate, donate. Even the churches can put the bowl in their churches. Every Sunday, be a question, the 10 cities that had 5 cities that had yeah, the basic cathedral, 250 million.
In the expenditure of 97 million, scanning for him.
Sir, contractor and the wafan. Most of the money was being paid by government in terms of seed money.
So if somebody is fair to suggest taxpayers' money up to the tune of $97 million.
A government that up to Mr. Jama 62 as
of the 97
of the 97 no.
Government seeker or they are $62 million US.
62 from 80 to $62 million. And now they are cannot yet contract and they still went on. They were building till they had to stop.
It will free say you recover such funding. No? Is there anything to recover?
Now where are they going to recover it from? Till a lot of people don't understand how this cathedral thing is working. When somebody gives you money, say be cathedral. But also basic cathedral and person normal 100 cedis. The presumption is now that you are holding that money in trust till you build the cathedral. And now you build the building, what you said you were going to do. So when so returning microphone come out. When by law, no, I said before be resultant trust, I said some come back to Omaha. They have the right to take you on to receive their money. And what is happening is it enters into a phase where the commingling of individual private people's money and state money, abo, what you say? Na state is what I say, or baby see adi ni nyina. Why any dear we? And then for a donate to the cathedral, building of the cathedral. Enti Untimi nka say, oh, yakwa ko yiska yiska na de akwa hene. And afi 97 million asinke ewo hwa yesi. Uyi now then ababe ye hwa 97 million worth. It has already gone in.
And I say na omo eba sit na sika no ye de ma wo omo no. Sika account 97 million US dollars no.
The expenses no ma ye ni nyina no. Omo ba sit na 1,000 Ghana cedis de de ma.
They're certain.
Yes, 1,000 each person. 1,000.
Mibo, I saw for Kuku Dam no. Now Omuba meeting no a 1,000 cedis per certain.
Yes, 1,000 Ghana cedis.
Remember, I made you say Oba
1,000. But at the other time, I may call Omu board meeting and we could hear no more complaining. Say 4 times almost sitting in 1,000.
Outstanding. Notwithstanding such expenditure,
expenditure is going to actual serious work. It is a Kasikana urban is by a year there. Sakabana, Crabana, when you're supposed to go to 150, I can't hear you.
But in all this, they only sat 4 times.
There be me just 4 times or matrano.
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Na de ye tua so na 1,000 cedis per sitting.
1,000 cedis per sitting.
Na no nyina so wankra.
There be Archbishop Amabako Sophia of Cape Coast.
Cape Coast Noba.
Me say there is a meeting be a choir. Archbishop Amabako Osu Sakola. Unmi nti osu ye. O say ye the spiritual men. The cathedral na wo. It's an imprint of God. Na fi yesi evan konkoye cultural center. Na Christopher Tiwo. Papa ni swing yeso obi na ka wo hia na
Christopher Tiwo na yanka hwe.
Papa ni swing na Christopher na yanka hwe no kira say they have been compromised in a way by the information that they got.
Misled perhaps.
It's misled. Yeah, they were misled. Until they saw it as a microphobia or makotra ho baby na sika na ban 58 million or chedi.
It's a wasteful expenditure.
Precisely.
So Donald Asa on Facebook Live is saying, good afternoon, ADAKABRI. What is this man saying? The money was 97 million US dollars, not 58 million US dollars. Now, what about amount back me and Sam? 58 million US dollars, 62 million US dollars, 97 million US dollars. Misinformation.
A bicycle wetua towards the cathedral. Between 58 to 62.
A bicycle wetua.
And at 97 now, that is the Akan. A cathedral for no building near air cost and they found in there. But
because I am for funding BM free baby ma and accurate.
And you're no correct.
Yeah. So could see what you to quite went me about car for armor.
Me say even a moment about
49 million cities.
Successful.
Some of them were
successful. And now people were giving money. Why we will be discovered? We will discover that is how the cathedral was set up. Government funding in as at today, between 58 to 60. But all the contractors they can. Was a funding in our said the Badan. Cabana we. What did I make an say? Into government seek a woman. I want to shame assassin secretariat in the way. But a $250 million project.
Into government no chafa say asase secretariat and a seed money no and no and a between 58 to 62 million US dollars.
I'm assassin income. I'm secretariat in the account.
And a secretariat in the account. Into no and ya dear government no first boom between 58 to 62 million US dollars. And in tranches.
So at some point in time they needed Kusi to give some loan for the people to go to site.
But a dear na akosu National Cathedral one. I said, on my mabu fu, on my mabu nyoso.
Me feel say the misrepresentation and the politicization of it, now. In the division in Ghana is NDC and MPP. And to be a baby MPP for you be an NDC for a hetigasi. Be a NDC for you be a national project. Christopher won't come together because the national cathedral it is for our benefit. Don't be what. Obeso be join the church bia. Obeso so ran no pass there. Okon national cathedral. Okon Cathedral papa na bompa okodufi. Because obeso obekwa sorry bia. You can just do offering 5 times.
Okay.
Into Okon national cathedral.
Finally, before you go, lawyer Osu Joanna, we are losing being say and Muslims yetimi kwetua womo yima womo pilgrimage no hajj no yetua edema womo but it appears that Christians enya bibisa. Can you explain further what you really mean by that?
On say almost subsidize it almost some help them say yama airport site to musha as a hajj no musha and then the rest of it and now for more construct aircraft to high aircraft more and more to continue.
The Christians hear that kind of support.
That's if they will give us that kind of. But Christians they have always been independent. So Christopher, they don't tell government to help them. Christians have never thrown anything to government for government to help them in anything. They have been doing their own thing. This is the only time that the Christian world demands to say, "Sa a cathedral yebesi." Into the backdrop of the antecedents now, and your Marcos now. Now, where the Ecos now. it enters into the corridors of discrimination.
Okay, final embers. Adian and Owo Edima Yawie, and the interviewing.
Me, there's some American say. President Mahama, only the executive arm, no man. You know, nobody matters. Only the executive man, no one the man. Now, where he sits, now, very, very powerful. The president. I believe that you have been misled by those of them who have sent information and stuff to you. It is not true. For the mere fact to say we are Christian, now 73.7% will come here Christo for. Now National Cathedral no, is for the purposes of Christianity. I believe, sir, the argument has been won for the cathedral to continue. Now it's a matter for you, Mr. President, whether you want to continue and take your blessings from God, or you don't want to continue so that you be a mark on you. Say, oh, bye, no. Yes, I don't think that is who you are. Because looking at you, your posture and the rest of it, you are very, 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 very sensible and a reasonable person. Do not listen to what these panthers perform the excuses on their mouth. Because some time ago, PDS, President Akufo-Addo, when he realized that he was misled, he pushed back. Or say I was misled. And cancel again. Americans do the same thing. He cancelled it. There's nothing wrong with you making your assessment and pushing back and helping the cathedral to be constructed. Now I believe, sir, generations unborn of your family.
And why has the construction stopped? It didn't energize.
Sika. Construction now. Construction, sometime back, before the election time, because there was so much agitation. That is when the thing stopped. It became so acrimonious. Say who say all the allegations are false. And you're true.
At least the final step may be say forensic auditing.
Well, me dem say forensic audit the law for the normal year, and external auditors. Oman go through all the transactions and the Oman go through from PPA from a Jubilee House. I check payments whether it met the PPA standards and everything. The legal basis of the company and what the company stood for, all that has been checked by the auditors. All the bills, all the payments, all the receipts have been checked. And it is
exactly, if it's done forensically, there it just won't be traced here to the final decibel to check.
We saw all that documentation. No,
board members,
that be they are not scared. No, that's how you money be there. They are happy. Miss Yako OSP. Minimum the coin. Yako NIB. Minimum the coin. Among mo Shiraj. Abba. The state apparatus are corruption near embezzlement.
OSP, any NIB, no, is anybody under criminal investigations?
There is any a corruption.
And corruption related.
And criminality. You say there was corruption, and I said there's criminality. And
OSP, no, is obliged to tell you exactly what they are investigating, upon which you're invited.
Oh yes, they told us a criminality. Don't person who said there was embezzlement and there was a. In fact, the OSP because they had the belief say and conforming to Chile. And benefit you. But later on they realized that's not true at all. And the investigations almost so they are so professional. Said it is so open for you to know exactly what we are doing. Any NIB, the panels about 6. Obia beside the questions, documentations. It has been beaten for too long. It is time to move on.
And you are making a direct appeal to the President of the Republic.
Yes, the President of the Republic, any Christopher, sorry. Now this is something that benefits us. It benefits Christian. Maybe a Christian born through bone and bone. I'm Christian bone marrow deep. You can say bone marrow deep out here. Yes, I believe in it totally. But if there is anything wrong that somebody has done, just like other state apparatus a year, as we discuss, we are here. It does not, you don't throw the water away with the baby. If somebody has done something wrong, let us call the person out and deal with the person. But yet, because he has stopped a state, a 73 point whatever population, almost base of a year because nipa ba kwa could discuss. And I no crab is on your crack. Sikabi and who be a dear.
It is not proven yet.
Yeah, oh, and it has gone through. If they because just say, if I found, because me, my Juma we are check. You could if if you give me the documents, you cannot hide it from me. There's nothing. There is nothing, and I repeat, there is nothing. Until anyone say, one time we said this. This time election is over. Let us see things clearly, face to face, and see whether there was a wrongdoing. I'm saying there wasn't. But I want to sound a year of caution. Yes, Bible, President, King David. No, the Ark of the Covenant. City of David. No, the Ark, no, or the City of David. And no dear Nimun or Sa. Because the Niaji, why be a man Yakuponti. And then they became naked. Yes, in the year Micah. Okay, when it more. Also, war, he also in that. Or he be all year, and no maybe all year. Yakupon to the womb. God closed her womb. She didn't have a child.
Some can only trim while MP and one man.
Or to the womb. It is any strand of soul. I bet me if you Mike Waba betra Kujanso. That is the magnitude of that decision. Uti. And to where woka, winim na woka, na wudi tro, na woka ugunko for any massy. Be wary. You can't stand against the pricks of God. God is not mocked. The symbolic nature of that cathedral is the presence of God in that place. There was so a man for no more so touch not my anointed. Do my prophets know? Okay, I say omunya body. Omu body pa. But when you touch the anointed, you stop the sheep, you scatter the sheep. You see heaven. The only thing that makes heaven dance and jubilate is when one soul has been won. And let it not be said, Cathedral now will hit you against it. It probably would have saved certain people's souls to come for heaven to dance. And in out of ignorance, a lot of people are talking. They think this is secular matter. It is not secular matter. It is a spiritual matter. Baby, Bible sorry than talk because that is where the devil also works very well. So be cautious. Because when the Lord is against you, who will take you out of his hands? So when you're careful.
And you're careful. Then you say, Loyosu Joanna, as that, and that war.
Oh, Nana ADAKABRI media. Mr. Mo, journalist from Wokrum. Munya Jumani be mine. I mean, Gwami to be Janina.
Mamma King Kaba could be mine. A Ghana for months, Menkin Kaba could be mine. Menkin Kaba could be mine. Menkin Kaba could be mine. Menkin Kaba could be my Jumana, yellow. Menkin Kaba could be what only was your friend Enoch Donko. Was Mr. Lawyer referring to Usu Joanna? Yeah. Leave that tribalistic person, says ADAKABRI. Leave that tribalistic person sitting as a journalist there. The tribalistic journalist there was part of the misinformation. And what was one or Saba Hasi. And Ogdonko now, after they used the media to demonize the project, he's not doing window dressing. Anyway,
Enoch, yeah, Obia board. Obi papa your friend ADAKABRI na nudu do hwa pa de mesrew me best obekasa about him because me buy wa yep a conference ni ye pa wa ye interview ni ye pa e ma metimi a chire nyoma mu pa enti mesrew ye hia journalist no omo voice edu a chire
the journalist na ti asem na se a omo so betimi a replicate
yes o ti the mechanics make I adabraka ho do me nua make I sometimes because for be didi to say me lawyer and okay afo chire mo oh apenyi me nua microphone throwing se mo be kan na me se me nua jamaica o ti the mechanics enti me adabraka de me adaka
it's a mouthful
adakabra de I know the potence of him. And I'm pleading on the journalists of this country to learn to know the truth so that they will tell the people, the numerous people who hear them, the truth.
Na we are saying no. Se kan twa afanu ni nyina obi nti asem. Onim say nra me de me tu kwan. Ana me call eye asante. Enti anadwo me nam kwan be se no ndu ho baabi. A former regional minister of the previous government, no, and sending me flyer. Say, and ne adia me no baby. And I was like, hey, and to Miss Mankashi answer no. Na me nyaso ne producers in Kasai. Wo me, or him make free across to the Michelle Jen from Asantena or communicate, and I'm so afena me sim. And also at the da nyame mfa womra. Ana me de buy nti no pay. And what that may bomb my money, do no kind na me both stuff for children. Oh, Miniano no. Na Hano. A producer for what I the proud owner of the contents of this show.
Definitely.
Was it the year? I feel I mean because I mean na so be na be. Na ya na juma we ni ye no. Ya na ed ne.
Why dia kotie was a juma we say. It is a boa.
So no nim
kababia with your experience and your background and the rest you do akotena baby now we hear juma now we push policy
hey sir you bu mi sir
hey as an experience the practical experience and according to policy it is not intellectual discourse
David
say my bahana say grofo comedy me who say hey adwuma bi ani ho mo ye I'm sorry a comedy then I said the bad thing it man grofo didi at least that is where the policy starts and it moves on
solving problems.
Yes.
Now moving away from the lamentations. It did not we study the lamentations say and national cathedral say you and now you are proposing and singing to the glory of God. Say Ghana for your day.
Yanjintum
Nye
boni bia ni
eboni bia
ebeboyen yakobon so behu yemobo
right the lawyer ya dey say
It's FM New.
Ya o bia no ho ko ebie puno no ya o de go to need FM.
Ojo for Sulumba anu aka say okun hu manipa hunu de yanye na oto no no otwiro message no de adi matem awie na wosan kasa ka won kan me message no can you imagine onu adi matem o na jametim ba bi din me nkasa yo anu asade message aba na ozada ka bre won kan me message no enti ajama me making kan message na na ontoro Gabi Fosu, why are there? Gabi Fosu, why are there? One of the best persons I was commenting on this Lumba thing. Osia Kosia say one na di enrolling na buy na eye odobronis nkoni fia kakojobe wuntem. Eye Gabi Fosu nyame nhira papa. Manoba Steven and walk on Facebook Live. I say, hey, OSP, that type of bailing conditions, where did you get it from? And what they buy? Alexander Prince Ezra. Also, Fanako, there's money, so we don't have strength to farm again. ADAKABRI, therefore, Nuana, and a Sandra Banafo. Also, what are you saying that the government has done well for increasing cocoa price? We were in this country when you attacked Nanado and said he should have increased cocoa to 6,000 cedis. Today, you are saying something different and applauding the government for increasing cocoa from 3,100 to 3,200. God will punish you people and your descendants. And what they can Sandra Banafo, Nyamia Shramia Busuafo, if it's a Sandra Banafo who has selected hearing. Mijina Hassan, I'm say, Ayan Nanadu Tumu, boom, that is a word I used. Sandra ya mugum ho ani maso ate ana Nyankopon wa hira masefo nyina ho wa hira mi o wa hira me new to say me papa 87 years and he's still going, he's still plowing it ya munya kasa basa e wa abonte wa de ana e de enko a ase wa anti asema me kan me se na nadu to mu boom and what about 3,100 no if it's a cocoa farmer and into Mr. Kirby and I can't say China you see a 3,200 no when the uncle drew cocoa clutch one could do on one can say me yet to come from no me can name mom there were 2 more was it what to from 3,000 something dollars to per ton to 5,000 something dollars per a ton. So in dollar rate, you know, was what to 63%. And the patch ya the facts and data na kasa na munya kasa basa me masefo nyame ashirayen wa shirayen your pick mistake no kan ya na o ti sen Nyankopon ene shirayen nyina mo pa kasa basa do what ya na enye proper me sori am better wo be pamatie butie wie so na me masefo Nyankopon ashira wo mo nyina minua ma no mo nyina mabusuafo nyame ashira obi at ya na enye wa no enye wa nu wei ana de beke kansem ana kwajo say onu ahye da mu achechire nyem anwene de ama mu bum panwie a na wasan akona wasan say kwajo pema kwajo pese ebi nie ma betena ha say mim kwa minim asem na say ma betena ha say ma nam sa quite treacherous akra kumati rowdy so atimi abedru nu anadwo asori asa betena ha say aba be somo wa be tie wie utie wie ye no me nyame be punish me apanish masefo nyina come on Nyankopon de beba wa so
Kuno ya o wia no hobo ko ebie puno no sa ya o de ko tutu meet FM
de nyamiase na kwanna pa wada so FM yo Ghana for nsem kade ukaso di amanfo no achi a ubeka obi man so sa na ayema santima mponi ba kwakuja mfi a ne mra ne jo odi arefo aka obi man so yi bianso ni so wa na Instagram afo anya sa na tie dia ye behwe ni asa koyinchi okay na bye bye
Benjamin Nesari of the New Patriotic Party in the studios. Richard Suma of the Movement for Change in the studios. Nearby your discussions. Kwajo Fosu and Yegusuo. Kwajo fosu na what sane nyum we say oyaka kwantum but for now the mpanifo mumra mu bi na yama mu nyina matnase Richard yamo atnase
yo meju so ADAKABRI
and Benji wo so yamo atnase
of ameda meju so pa
e be free banyina what is say
ya me adom
right and they obeka say treacherous Accra Kumasi road that treacherous Accra Kumasi road is adia na ehu na Rose Minister say one mu de no mu ni say omo ba aba be wie of anko to eye Minua Jonafo so of the National Democratic Congress wabetrase Rose Minister Kwame Agoja governs no so omo de omo ba ban mu say ye ba aba be wie eye okuase ekwan di akwakusi ensanwam afi de omo nkote a extra 1.7 billion US dollars and ya burogu wa say omo hwe ekope ebebetua and so ye unbudgeted for in the honey ye hunu ba bia sika ifri a ye de eba ekwan so and na chese ne de aye hu and ye nam so Richard ye ndene
ultimately was here not say an extra debt
of 1.7 billion US dollars and the what omo pay ba
debt to contractors now mo ejuma no sisi ya
and ye nyama wo munti no mo jakwa na to
yo
is it for Pokuasi road
on the plan Kumasi road
na all road
na some kind in reference to Pokuasi kwan we say
okay
and that means 1.7 million
billion
dollars yes na kwan nyina kwan ye sen the total stock of a coin yenwie yen will refer to 1.7 billion
debt of 1.7 billion
budgeted for
in terms of budget I call it budget deficit
by reference to Pokuasi to Ensawam section
a key major road one say Debia Mika say you first of all before med can assembly no nyina so ye said that the lumba we there aye we ya bebre aye nyina so ya
Ghanaian Times captured this very well and obi ankoto Ghanaian Times no fan konkosie o se de be ne that the lumba reigns in death ewuo mu mpe odi ahinie
yes
edomo egina kire owu mafo no uwu amahwan
yes na ye na ye nyina no before ye beka assembly no ye be stress most of what mutie radio na eya mutimu radio chi na assembly a mupe na muka no yenti oman musa se obi ye a radio host na unini enya adwen on a subject matter don't bring curses into the situation when you are cursing people don't say who cursing people you are very shallow minded very unintelligent but just say obetumi atro brofo enu nkyere say wo ye nyansani enti ye besre mu say don't be displaying arrogance and displaying ignorance and illiteracy at certain levels. Respect whoever is hosting radio shows and know how to be decorous in your submissions. And yes, idea we will not countenance some of these things at all. When people go wrong, we should be bold enough to tell them they are wrong. And yes, I know China they'll keep doing it and keep doing it, and nobody will tell them say they are very unintelligent. And to your own child side there now, omuye ohonum no. And to your ADAKABRI, Daddy Lumba, Nyami Fanikra NCA, he has been a legend. Was setting standard. Time na ya kola yenye bano. Say you care about production quality. You care about content. You care about creativity. When you are watching Daddy Lumba musical videos, I will say the videos always come with a storyline. And to share, it entices you and it holds you to watch it and watch it over and over again. And then production qualities are done zero. Everything we are doing in Ghana now, we are driven by money than quality in production. But back in the days, say people like that in Lumba, they went after quality production other than the money says by itself. But and then we don't do quality production. Baby, yes, a quick one. Now you chef at home. Now we see we are musician, we are star. This is what we call a timeless music. These guys will become in the history books of the world, like such as Bob Marley, Lucky Dube, Michael Jackson. All these people know status are Daddy Lumba edu in the music or the entertainment arena. And Sana Nyamia friend in there, his music will be timeless. Generations upon generations will come, and they will know that once upon a time they live a Ghanaian musical icon called Daddy Lumba. Nipa bi ani we are 100% perfect. And Tienya said Daddy Lumba as a human being or one flaws or one weaknesses and his strength. And he mean say some cause on social media about say people are even trying to say they are happy about his death. In Kikahu, your best rob ya say owo de homa obia, and don't judge Daddy Lumba and then allow the man to rest peacefully whilst we give him a befitting burial as a country. There are school of thought suggest sister yen manu a state burial and then it is obisuka say nipa otunyum against the sitting government and then now otunyum ma opposition. By then why should today's present government on a state burial to somebody who composed music against him? And I'm so same with the sanka yenjai manunka, though they have a legitimate concern but yenjai manuka na JM no omun consider some betimi man state burial la it will encourage others to do the right thing so that omusomu ni somu wuko the country will recognize them as such. So on the substantive question I'll be saying about the 1.7 billion outstanding debt, and I say a car yedidi contractors any other service providers in relation to our road infrastructure there. A big surprise to me. It's a surprise to me because yet your mind wemu and there were years that the previous government declared said these are years of road. So maybe some who say year of road na kufuado declare said they are going to construct a lot of roads. What happened to those roads? Then again they claim say they have constructed roads in Ghana more than any government put together. The question I'm asking is, those roads na were constructed here from 2020. EBC nenu sa $1.7 billion na ikanu. Is it part of the debt that accrued out of the year of road projects and then the major infrastructure projects now mu in relation to road? Ni nyina ka ho ana. Say encounter there, then we have been shortchanged because this past government no on my say we are constructing a lot of roads. So ene na say Accra Kumasi road yan to me and ye mana a complete motorable and sana the previous government a free abaimu there. Then I beg to differ, say they didn't do well because the NPP political party no yan nyina ye nim say a chunk of their support base is from Ashanti region. The major support base for the NPP is from Ashanti region. So I would have thought that the way Nana Akufo-Addo, former president, us claiming say year of road, why year road project more than any other government? Why didn't they prioritize Accra Kumasi road for the 8 years of their administration? To the extent say 8 years will come and go, and we are still talking about Accra Kumasi road. And then Matisu say JM say onu obeyanu 6 lane 3 in 3 out expressway. This one crowd we have not able to do it. What is the guarantee say who ba beye dia who kanu anti politician ya munja adada no? I can bet my last penny if JM is able to construct that express highway from Accra to Kumasi and Sana will free Abaimu in 2028 there. In there, me Richie, I will advocate say amending the constitution that will allow him to run for another 3rd term. I will advocate that because on the media to me say why there papa because you render lip service to Accra Kumasi roadway financier of ADAKABRI 16 of our youth. The eldest among them was 25 years old. 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, 16 youth. These people who could become the MPs of tomorrow, the president of tomorrow, the medical doctors of tomorrow, they lost their life on this Accra Kumasi road. of Adakabri Adentia. And Tiabe Kanu Emrani New Ultimate Microphone so Akasabi Antino. The American say if in the nutshell said the road minister Neyeka say there were 1.7 billion debt ever Hodia. I'm sure the debt didn't accrue the past 6 months. And your debt accrue over the years. So all the blames should be laid at the doorsteps of the SWA administration. Mu free mu nasia. And yeah, then amu jai sa kanu editu ho. When you declare the year of road, that means that you only lie to us and then you trigger some few things. You couldn't pay. Most of the roads have been abandoned. And then Accra, Dodowa Road, we crown of Adakabri, me fasu enra. Most of the F-moving machines, you know, ya pack your money out to her identity because there is no money to pay the contractor. So your best stress say, you enjoy these politics. Now you look into the situation and know very well that your road deficit in there adults to the extent say the next 10-20 years, I am not sure say approach now here deep learning. You bet me solve your road issues on my way.
Right. Richard Suma of the Movement for Change and Oten and Neno. Jonathan.
Yeah. Yo, Wafa. First and foremost, no, I mean that motive was.
Yeah, there was it.
I mean, she also. Na akwenya wode amaye say yenso yembra na yemagana for hu de echo. Na first and foremost, no, I mean sanda boss, Frank Pedro. Now, Rosedale, CEO, Nalep. They say, I be launching very soon. Now, I send my boss, Honorable Emmanuel Kofi Amabua. Yeah. Oboy Jumapan. Now, she be bani abe church in Juma oye. What I'm say, who can about the $1.7 billion,
unbudgeted funding. Ama road friends construction no actually.
Yeah. Almost a ban we the Nekufado a ban by no in 2018-2019 or in the year of roads. Eke can some people say even Crampono even at the closing remark of Parliament sorry. Afenyo Mark who is the minority leader. Eka say confirm what Parliament say. President Kufuado has constructed over 30,000 roads, of roads.
Kilometers
of roads. Initially, no, the honorable Mama I got a financial media budget, no, a distribute 2 years, but it's you know, almost every driver, almost ever confirm. Now, I'm say, I buy by 2016, 2017, and yen cocoa rules in the also be auditing. Audit on honorable Osafumafu, then the minister for senior minister. Oka say audit all the cocoa rules are now NDC yeah they awarded. So audit cocoa rules almost audit no. It take more than a year. Obe sure no date in 10 by ya Bevlo honorable auditor general. Omodi bemlevo mu yini fi ho no I don't know dey no all the auditor rules no so mbeye no ye hu hwe rules a omo dwa mu kwesi ata ne asensu nya beka say oh year of rules ye be rules na de nyina no I don't know dey no ye hu bibia enti na me nwa yi for movement for change bisa say is it the minister was saying say the 1.7 billion, I believe say the roads now a car or moja to only Kumasi roads. When we said Wale so Omudi scammer Indian contractor bia. Also the special prosecutor is or the attorney general is chasing that contractor to ensure say we receive that money. The Wale road. They gave money to the Indian contractor. But the contractor was not able to construct that road. Sikaromutia. Kwano so yenye.
Omutia $30 million for mobilization. And
the minister say
something buy, you know. Yeah. Sika was here kwaji de brand more the year kwano. Yentimi and waso ankwan kwaji says cano. And unti technically.
I don't know the big can say the road is not constructed.
John Yam.
Yeah.
Ye can in contest. sika omode man no heading and also for mobilization
$30 million.
I will train tell we kwa kwa jisika na diaba no dia to aso ayekwa na
$30 million. Do you know what he can do in this country? The kind of roads they make to my construct or a krum. And the about we buy there. When you talk about corruption, everywhere was corrupt. In every sector, bia omu eye biano. Katashane proyenkwa. Katashane proyenkwa. Nanka adena $1.7 billion. Do you know what that money can do in this country? There are kind of hospitals that Agenda 1 this money can build our schools, our senior high schools. The kind of roads this kind of money can construct in this country. Another buyer, the finance minister say, before he pays every contractor, he will ensure say they audit every award under the previous administration awarded. And before they do any payment on road construction, any contractor will say, or then say, they have to be an audit. And this audit, and this assignment will be brave. And ADAKABRI can they me buy na kanya sa negative news when nke yebeka. And can buy government through the Minister for Agri has been able to increase cocoa price from $3,100 to $5,040. And Congress and Kasam Unjuma way. President Mama will buy within 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, be really about the
okay.
And no, wow. Yeah, now your research in a year. In dollar term, no. Watum from $3,100 to a year $5,040 per ton.
Per ton making.
And in CD terms, no so no. So what the bar a year 1 bag of 64 kilos no. If 3,100 at the core 3,228. Intiana, why?
I said, Oya crowd has been an increase.
Say, until your baby share, how in dollar terms, no, a cost through over 60% in the atom. And in CD terms, no, so just 100 cities. And 120 cities. Maninka Road, Nasem Nibi. Maninka Road, Nasem Nibi. We have a cocoa na person okano. I just say cocoa when you able to be.
Vam da se pa menchia osronko na.
Treacherous Accra Kumasi Road.
Na yenchia etiefo. Send your minua Richard ekan no. Ye besre etiefo. In case say ukra phone na say auto credit. Wo ho kwan se wo de be ye ne obeye bia no ba yemfa nidie ma mpanimfo ne wo mo anidie se in as much as mpanimfo studio ha host program na ebi kura unim wo mo da unhu wo mo da age wise kura no ebi kura obetumi awo na utimi send message na enyade a etwa ye ebesre
Adena mabo aban na baso se watoto koko.
Enya de a eye adepa. Obi a we agree and disagree. Eno nkire se onu obi nya adwen a obetimi atena afia ka sebe kasa ehonte e de a kire mpanimfo nti ofa we de adwuma wa ya che nti no sa na ma we num de nti ya na wa ye wa fa ne ku kakra ofa yemra road no so I think say aban we yan kasa ene ne road minister no enso omo ye serious kakra amamuo no enya agudie o ade a o baba mu no na wunim ne wo ho na wo sre Ghana for say me ba metimi aba be ye bibi different the aboa wo man no nti say e ka na omo bobo so na omo say da ho nti say ye Ghana for no omo ka che omo say enye ne dai omo say e ka ne yenye ne dai nti e ka da ho nti omo nya duma and I Canada hono doesn't mean say obi adisika ena sese sa ena amasa kano aba beda ho ana ana Ghana de ka e wo road sector nti ye nye kwan me ntiase ye obegyina ho a kasa no se ye Canada ono nti ye ntime nya Accra Kumasi road ana ofanko nsawam road no because of a canity ye ntime nye ana no onim se aban be na aba omamu hanom a waba all sectors sa aban no de oba ya wa ma meto eka bia omo nkyere ye bi ni enhwe se aban be ana ono waba omamu ha ana se wabedi wo man no so a wo so wono de oba ye no enya dia all the sectors oba beto ka bia eda honom a ye debt ana menti ase enti road minister no odi agro ana one na busuafo na edi nkomo Ghana anya na Yerua John Dramani Mahama mugidie ene wo mo ato abama no enti nie na adodanko akufo ado antimi anye a wo mugina so de ye campaign no Ghana for expect something different enya na ado ye say na ado antimi anye we ena enti enya ndey enti say na ado antimi anye no say new patriotic party na ado danko akufo ado dano no wo mo we omo afru oman no so ene edi tumi amawo enti na nadu anye we no eno nya no na Ghana for petie Ghana for say from amasama ekopem sawam ekwai na say enti ye digya wa na ye de asoawo omo say ye kwai no fama wo mo no omo bre adriver for bre car owners bre enti be ye kwai no ma wo mo na sa gymnastics na omo ye no ase ne say sisi kura menti ase enti amamuo no omo ba ye na no omo say omo ba bebuo no omo say eye say o papa wo sika ni ama wo sika ne say je eda ho fa be ye dwuma na omo nyim kwaya na na dodanko akufu ado e fa aso nya sika de ye akwai hodo bebire na omo ka ho asem no omo nya agudie no omo nhwa so nya dwuma na Ghana for no this time around no enye ne na na ado anye ne yie ne Dr. Bawo Muhammadu Bawo mi ayeye ene ye de ba be ye yastic wo mamu a ye di amamu ama wo se bebu tenase na think outside the box dream bibi foforo na fa be ye bibi fa boa o man no na do aja kato onaka onye sika nto ho na ba kan ye se ne obaba be ye lazy government se ye pesika nyina egu wo se je na fa be ye duma hwan ne ntimi mu wo man wo kromu a enti se waba no wabeto ka o man mu no eye asset and liability enti waba na so waba beto ka eno nso ka ho aban bia ba obeto ka enso ba e ka no wo hwe ka no na wutua na wo dibi ka ho na wusiesie o man no enti governance agbaja sam na wo ka ne de ofa ontime na niam a onfa nkwhye ne ka hire ontime nya onka so ontime nya na Yerua John Dramani Mahama onpe obi foforo sebe obi aninim de wosoro a obetimi adwen outside the box etimi raise more money ni etimi de aye kwan no na wagyan se oka eka aban ne bottle ho no edo ne yamfa nya hwe se wo fi se aban ne ka na bottle ho no eniema bi ankoyie na so obi adisika they know what to do but se wo beba be gina no so aka se eka da ho na Ghana for so wo kwan no enye ose eka ni ntu wo ntimi nye kwan ofa yenye serious kakra ekwan ni yehia kwan no mo ba ye mo atufu wa mu mo se ye tofu wa 1 liter bi a yentua 1 Ghana cedi per liter sika na wo gina de na mo de ye mo se mo de ko energy sector na mo akọwe se ye benya sustainable light ade awo ewo ye fiem meanwhile no mo ba ye mo ato utility bill mo watu mu first one wutu mu 14.75% what's about betumu bi 2.52%. Ni nyina mu no wo say still ano ye ntimi nya enough stable light enti wasa de 1 Ghana cedi aba beto eye liter bi a ye beto fuel because wo pese ye nyina musem no ejina yie enti ye ntua enti so wa balance ya yo road minister meanwhile mo si roto na mo ye twa mu no mo sa de roto ne ba to the extent say car etua 1 Ghana cedi do ena car ne ba betua 10 Ghana cedis ni nyina achi no wo sa agina ho atimi anya kukuduro ka se ye deka nti ye dey wan na ba wan aban ba na abo mamu anuma ofa wa metoka aban ba nti ofa on trans na sebe omunya ne Ghana fo ho beto wo mo na wo munya blame game no se e kada ho no e kana ho obeye adwuma no ontime nya nso a on trans ne ento aso nko yanim
right nti e fe ye mu ho no ugusu
wa fa Mr. Beble
ni aka
Mr. Beble na membrem kaka Mr. Beble eya ye ne Ghana for Kasa, Mania Butekakra. Yep, a member there's nowhere in a Mama administration, yeah, any minister can say, that's the man on your do to me. Minister Bianca, but the crown of why I said Magana for a day. No crown. How can you say we came in to face the Kumasi Accra road? No, banners will say, Kai da Horno. Me can pona me near when you Mashano. Only Kumasi Accra road no. A pen a car that on budget for 1.7 billion. Now we talk about Swale Walwale road no. What say they gave the contractor a some J fund $30
million.
$30 million, even 1% crampono. The contractor was not able to do it. It is one person kind of who say Muja Kato Wana said. Wouldn't say Siano under President Mahama initiative, every constituency biano. There are 10 kilometers of road. About 160 municipal assemblies or district assemblies constituencies. They are going to give, they are going to award roads in all those areas.
They are going to.
They are.
Yes. It's sorry, I award the contract. Okay. If you want to award the contract, it has to go through the process. And I'm sorry, I know to office no, it has to go to Parliament. Parliament has to approve.
Or for 48 months. And as you see, I know 8 months money went. I got 40 months.
Wafa. John Mahama the first time 8 good months to 9 months now or quarter or year. I don't know day no. And do more year no. I can pay who for to buy 8 good years. So to me, you move 50% krana. Nanka buy me 38%. And John Mahama is on course. Some people are saying 30 years, some people are saying 41.
You don't know.
What you say? It's American say.
When you're 41.
Yo. Woman also sorry, it's the American say. When the truth is there, we will say it as it is.
Okay. You move
on. It is when your car to one say a car smart Ghana, you buy a 2 million euros, I see a car buy. I
know Busa say a canunti, where you are 20
on car say on ye. But no can say my Ghana phone. Some buy no 1.7 billion. I'm waiting much ID.
I didn't know or car to us was say 1.7 billion a car that into the
NTD and sack a corner so ye. That's what is can do. I didn't know car buy no or buy so Baba road no. I don't care. I say Jawa there near Jawa can near Jawka. But Ghanaians have to know. We have to tell Ghanaians.
The year petty in the year a quanya. You're baying in there a chan na ditch and answer a car down and near petty. I see
who say, Quana Babayan and then at the channel. A castle down. A gun of
Oga can we and then a road map, the Bayan one country.
Nasa a story, one can say on your quino.
There be no person just
one can say on ye, or so a
decade 1.7 billion US dollars. I don't know what kind of we are a jitum mono. Why my road maps and ultimate say.
And I'm catch on to say this government buying the finance ministry is auditing every contract. I know. The contractors will go on the route, okay. But Ghanaians have to know the truth.
Okay.
Unlike the same as Walwale Road now, Omama Indian contractor $30 million now on your you know. Ghanaians have to know the truth, and okay. Everywhere be accepted piano. I say my Ghana for who the crown will make Ghanaians know the truth.
And then the Kankin the finance minister and or no a producer price review committee PPRC on cocoa wakwakotenamubi and omasheshe 2025 to 2026 season no ya wade da ye neme no and ye bie cocoa no and say watu cocoa no mu 1 ton or the free 5,000 or free 3,100 per ton US dollars and or they acquire $5,040 per ton. Then no and say actually say watum in dollar terms no 62.58%. Nasa increase we say no 62.58% no a representative free on board 70%. Just a value no 7,200 per ton. In the free on board no value near $7,200 per ton. And now what they emu $5,040 $40 ɛma kuani no akyɛ sɛ ɔse ɛno ekusi sɛ wɔde 70% of the $7,200 no na wɔde ama kuani no it was say yakoya chia na ɛyɛ MPP aban a ɔkɔɔ obie 2024-2025 afrasɛ no obie koko no ɛyɛ free on board value no or setting at 4,850 per ton and or the producer price no ɛkɔ $3,100 per ton it necessary representing a 63.9% of the free on board value no at time na world market no so ye as opposed to no the year by inference so person just world market no nye and so no or they call a 70% of free on board no now way and or say a kwanya omofa so a omunya the gross free on board value no a cocoa contracts are a guanum about 100,000 tons a ton $2,600 per ton in 2023-2024 crop season and average forecaster yebenya for 2025-2026 crop season no in the way and or say a dollar no so a yede exchange rate no wa pegging at 10.25 interbank rate no de peg 10.25 as opposed to one more modity abontin $12 no 12 cedis to $1 no enunti ana or say yatuku komu in terms of the tonnage you know 49,600 cedis per ton at the aba 5,660 per ton yes a difference of $2,000 2,000 cedis now way and was here the bag no one akwaku si say bag ba ku bia no ye the budget 3,228.75 ananka kane no ye ton no 3,100 it more or less on the 128.75 ana ode atomo jonafo yate de na
wofa yate de esan se wa hwe dia ukan here na che say there has been an increase na onu say ye cocoa sector no so no ade a ye farmers no say increase ba na mo ni age because
128 no
o say
128 per bag na dey atomo na ni age
wofa previous na yan
na 3,100
na say yan
3,228
yo ati there has been an increase and I say any increase here.
There's been an increase of 128.75
there has been an increase wofa ye na ati hai ye dwuma ye say ade chi na say even come with the 10 cities go ato yes ye pay more it's an increase and na bibia so no wey e say otumu say buy no it's only under 6 months 7 months etuka now ka 8 months in there fourth and do 7 fear
it is still a more 41 months
it is still 41 months o share o compare to MPP omo buy increment be no mutumu ye
hey we dey free about 3,100
wofa na NDC na efi buy so o share the American now ka say wo titi abado CDC mu wo the best is say ya from 3,100 to 3,208 into $108 wofa
otua dollars dey anko anya scapa
wofa one kept $1 no ama dollar na stable we have to look at that side so wo ye price say oh ye the $1 there from $3,100 to $5,040 there wo the bag na series ma enye increase bia na 128 wofa e ban say na we are making a mistake because Usha is over 60% increase over who here America no. Unlike under MPP time no, $1 was $16 per cedis.
Yeah, 16.
17 na there. Usha your fuel price and so per liter was 17 cedis per liter, almost 17 cedis per liter. I didn't know if even there is increase crampona, there is no reflection. And and I'll share your cocoa some the call wow, I'm the G. I'm looking at how I'm the G loans in contractors na de no so a na edaga no fokum eti ye buy no yes under this administration CEO of Cocoa Board Randy Abbey of Fatu no so be call all around the country where the cocoa areas are to ensure say there na cocoa farmers face ahun ti be na mo fam say na be ya this cocoa season ya be ya ye increment na which may a proper adjustment. And to make sure I saw increment here, and yes, you're the one you're sorry as you are just increasing. What you show the court dollar more? I would prefer to argue my statement in dollars because Ghana have I say dollar.
Abraya can't say my yen dollarize the economy.
No, but we also have to give where baby I say you die about let's say to me
chairman and emrem what's up to argue in dollars
what 3% me argue in dollars
yes I can
no me 7% if we have to organize say $3,100
you made a
statement 5,400
did you just say I want to argue in dollars
I'm saying say we need to give recognition where it is due but who there no person who person over
did you just make a statement did you just make a statement say you want to argue in dollars
I said you have to give recommendation where it is due
oh come on
yeah we have to give recommendation
I need to maybe argue in dollars the amount Benji put on a bag of cocoa at 3,100 now we divided 3,000 by 100 and by 16 cedis. That means just $198 to a bag of cocoa. And as you say, say 3,228. You know, say we divided by 10.25. You are looking at a little over $320 per bag of cocoa. The $198 per bag of cocoa and $322 for a bag of cocoa. Why you wanna baso?
Medase asempa waka sisi ya minua iti ha ose opese o argue in dollars. Ye nuanom na omo wo fankoba na omo tie ye no. Omo wo dunkwa. Omo wo dwaboso. Omo wo kofikwe. Asem ya minua yi ka wa ha sisi omo dollar kro omo ahu bi da. Oh enada eni nkontompo aban a ya ka amanfo nti ase.
I don't know the pocket in the
man can answer.
The pocket in the the increment in the man can answer.
John Affley, what do cocoa da? Uvre district bay.
Oh, me dem me central region with
the district bay.
Yeah, one day dey
a district bay.
Oh, cocoa krada. Oh, nim how I see cocoa no tie kan wa. Mimi ekuani o. Ekuani. Me firi amoase.
The snowy republic of
NDC abayan kasa a yewura John Dramani Mahama dano no esese sebisebio ka wokonu nkotodwa nim no de chew pakese e maganafo na me obi a menyini ni wo mama nyosemu nyame mfa nche me yewura John Dramani Mahama ne yewura atofosen omo sere wo omo ano no omo amuna wo omo tirim asempie ni hono mo omo ka esese wogi wo mu di because omo ye nadafo omo nkasam ne se ne yesitie ofenne yete ha ama NDC communicator te ha say or prefer say or argue cocoa price in dollars na 64 kg na kuani na owofuom no ton no o ton in dollars anase ya de money cedis yete wo mamu ha na cocoa price say your time waka started from 2012 and now 2000 prices are the bedroom to 2070 Ghana cedis. Now your 2070 Ghana cedis last price. And another Danko Kufuadu page up from 2070 Ghana cedis, you know, and they call 3,100 Ghana cedis. 3,100 Ghana cedis, 64 kg, and one some nearka, and yet tongue. And na Ghana for omo cocoa do cocoa. Omo kura they don't even care about the tongue. Omo diane say 64 kg na okwa akoton and no and wonim say ye ne dia a okoton anya hu sika. Na do ton 3,100 Ghana cedis. yewura John Dramani Mahama any atofo sin say Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo yetirimuodenfo wonwere kuyafo ho na sa koko na oto 64 kg no 3100 no Nana do atirimuoden ti ese ko oto no 6000 Ghana cedis 6,000 Ghana cedis last year ya and yewura John Dramani Mahama any atofo sin kae into almost say Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo kura wode akuyafo ka sese Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo esese eka na wode akuafo no na wotu aba no kra ansana ya kwa koto aba ma Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo afiri akonwa so it is a womo NDC womo ba they will make sure say one bag of cocoa no womo beto no 6,000 Ghana cedis 6,000 last 2 months cocoa price na so womo to no Randy Abebe ka kire ye say cocoa board CEO e ka kire ye say womo ntimi ntum sa price na Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo tono na no eto no 3,100 and no one mu be maintain so akuafo nyina nim say agasi die eyade a almost 6,000 Ghana cedis na yewura John Dramani Mahama ani atofo sin kan ye no eno no mu ani da so ye kok da sorry ya yenka bi nchemu atofo sin sebi o enye nani wu ade wonye chese onferi ade wo Ghana fo anim awonu agira hoka 6,000 no o se ye mo yensem ma no because yewura John Dramani Mahama apeja cocoa price no from 3,100 and they got 3,228
na say do na watimi abo modern a wapeja a ton move from $3,000 to $5,000 and wapeja a bag move from $198 to $322 why are they
offer me say cocoa for cocoa
except to say $600 no a cedi na gain
which
cocoa here me say cocoa for
me ntio ayetio
mo bre o NDC for mo bra nkasa me say offer cocoa kuyani no ni cocoa na wokoton no onton ni cocoa no in tons ni cocoa no woton
but at least no or the yamane 3,228 no choose to say obesesa into dollars obenya a little over $300
Ghana cedis Ghana ha ye ni dollar ye di cedis enti kuyani na woton ni cocoa no eye 3,228 no okoto de wodwomu a woton no in cedis
and suppose
okoda so okwakoji di sika na ye di to cocoa na offer uye kuyani woton cocoa ye ma dollar na ye ma cedis
ase etete no na akuafo ma etumi ye mo scholarship kusua de wa abrochire into what yes here with Mr. Sense card command
of Ampache will message of I will be direct questions see amount direct answer Ghana for last year na kuafo omo to cocoa omo tono 3,100 Ghana cedis and America say yewura John Dramani Mahama say Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo ni tribute one na kuafo ho and wo to cocoa no 3,100 instead. Next one to cocoa no last year 6,000 Ghana cedis. Me pacho wanga.
Okay, man, bro.
And Ghana for to abama no.
And we hear report.
And Ghana for expect say can ne cocoa na ye ba betono. Se one point me an tokura no na 6,000 na wo kan ye no. And no no beton de amom.
And no na we say why foreign exchange market ni yi.
Of foreign exchange.
We see Ghana obenya in cedis no.
Of me $1 krada. Because I deal with in cedis. I don't deal in dollars. Ghana for in cedis.
Oh, I decided come on Mahama team wedding Mahama 6, 8, 7 months. The Mahama buy 7 months with me. Nka wo buy to me here can dey wo high.
Or say in a year not in real terms in nominal terms no Nana do watum at 1,000 cedis Emma Cocoa Kuyani no every 2,075 at about 3,100
you don't know
in nominal terms no watum name joma ma no so no etimi ama foreign exchange market no aye stable enu nti ono tum no enne do in cedi terms real terms wa no 128 cedis difference na so would the $600 ubenya over $300 per bag of cocoa asema wono work no Richard mienti
am renting the me person me kasa bebre efa asewe odi America ni say cocoa has been one of Ghana's major cash crop. And now ekodun penso bi a galamsey enti no we started to chop down the cocoa trees. in order to go into galamsey. And as you see, a youth no be brenu, omunye entire say omubeko into cocoa farming. And their president no all year no is not encouraging many more people to go into the cocoa cultivation. No. Because he said, yeah, Ben, me, I am a beer, me follow individuals, I follow issues. Once you made a political promise and capitalize on it, say the 3,100 per bag that the SY government was paying to the cocoa grower, no, and you're very, very insignificant and not very insufficient. And the Uber 2 to 6,000 Ghana cedis. That is the crank of the argument. All other thing is null and void. Is zero. So this argument say we were doing 3,000 something tons, $1,000 per ton. Now I say I pay jamu. He said they are Ben Ebisanu. When you go
and to put in mind, say the government.
When you go, no, the issue is that we are talking about the relationship between government and then the cocoa grower. Forget about the thousands of dollars that you are going to sell the cocoa to international market. Because the issue is that when you are going to buy from a local grower, now amount 1 ton cocoa now what do you know what you accumulated to a ton. Do you try to tell me that you are going to pay him in dollars or you are going to pay him in cedis? Obviously, you pay the person in cedis. And you know the crack of the argument, the cracks of the argument, they say Mahama and the NEC administration either said they are telling us it's going to be a gradual adjustment of the price. And then the 128 atuso, Muma Emreka Kra, Ebia the North Cocoa growing season, you better pay jamu to 7,000 or 6,000. We will buy that kind of argument.
I want to make 3,000. That's a wood to be able to mama. 128.
And it's an argument there of ADAKABRI. NDC, no, let me say, where the Omar Dada Cocoa for no. Omar Dada Cocoa growers no. Say, yeah, but you have 6,000 and then you see 128 cities now got to so. And you see them managing this, at least they bet me out of Kobe need to know about. And see, they are who do 6,000 in there. I told you.
Okay, I say, young President Emperor Benjamin Desari of the New Patriotic Party, as a Emperor Jonafu of the National Democratic Congress, young President Richie Suma of the Movement for Change, yet to become a united movement.
I don't slow.
Keep listening to NEAT 100.9 FM.
Because 6 months, 7 months.